single targets, or even more bulky Pokemon. So we already see the Blastoise coming. We already see Greninja with the ability to, do high damage with strong executes at about, even at 20% HP. So Lucario is coming in, Zero was hovering over Absol. A lot of these Pokemon are going to be seen. But of course, I think the one Pokemon in my mind out of all of this, level 15 Garchomp. That is the dream.
Yeah.
That is the dream.
Undoubtedly. Well, how could we ever see a grand finals without level 15 Garchomp? No. I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Garchomp. I love Garchomp, but it does look like off the bat here, at least, we are going to be seeing the team that we expected. Although, actually, no, I'm sorry, slightly different. We are not going to be seeing the Crustle. We're, in fact, going to be seeing a Greninja, and then we're going to be seeing A-Drive move over to Blastoise.
No.
And on the other side, yeah, so this is actually the exact same team comp, I believe, that we had in the very first match of the day, the very first game of the day, because they switched. And it was a little bit hard, I think, for the team with the Greninja to win these team fights without the full amount of just team fight ability, I guess is no way to put it. Actually, no, it might have been slightly different because I think it was Ninetales instead of Eldegoss. Yeah, so slightly different. Sorry, hard to remember all the different team comps, but it'll be really interesting to see how they do end up playing this match. It is going to be different than the split pushing potential that I said earlier, but we are going to be taking, again, the perspective of Feppi with that support role, playing the hard support, I would say.
And of course, that's exactly what we see here. And again, a repeat of what we see before. Again, try bot. So with Midnight on the other side, of course, we're not looking at their perspective right now. I assure you, right, they're definitely doing the tribot as well. We do see the Jigglypuff already fighting down in their own skirmish. And again, basically a mirror 1-for-1, right? They're all fighting against each other, and this is going to be very messy. Alolan Ninetales is almost, Alolan Vulpix is almost going down there with the little bit of health remaining. He's going to try and steal off that Arno and try to get back down. So very good job by them. They're able to at least secure most of their camps here. And again, this is what they need. They just need to secure and sustain long enough. If they're at least trading EXP for EXP, like if they take one Arno, I take one Arno, they should be fine for the most part. And right here, we do see that making it happen. Jungle at the top side, clearing out the Lucario, and of course, Greninja on Midnight's jungle, right? Coming in, sweeping off their jungle as well. So it's just trade for trade, blow for blow. They're making this as even as they can, and that is an amazing job by both teams. Now, bees are spawning, and of course, hoping to get all of them as much as you can.
Well, I mean, you say trade for trade, blow for blow, but honestly, we saw a really dominant lane on the bottom side from Midnight. We saw 2 evolutions very, very early on, and well, not until right now where we've seen the first evolution for that Wigglytuff, but you can see even still here, we're not going to see the Eldegoss quite yet, and look at this, just taken so low. Being at level 3 is very, very hard to do anything, especially now. Look at this, we do have the level 5 Eldegoss against its own precursor, 2 levels below, and okay, we're finally going to see a little bit more EXP gain. We're not going to see the shutdown nearly as strong as in the first game that we saw, I think, in that last set, but this is still a level advantage, pretty strong level advantage, I'd say, for Midnight on the bottom, which is what we've come to expect from them. They have been so good over today.
And yes, exactly it. And again, we were saying that they were having high evolutions early, pushing back. Again, showing that they have the lane control here. They're pushing into their base. 4 of them just sitting down right there after the 2 KO, and they're just going in very nicely into a Dreadnought potentially, right? Now they're able to secure the next set of bees. They're going to be able to take XP, and they're going to hold their ground. They're also able to invade if they really want to, because they're also low on levels. So let's see how they're going to collapse here into, a more of a bigger lead, right? A more dominant lead in this situation.
Yeah, we already see the Wigglytuff on Midnight's side trying to zone out. Same thing with the A9 right here. They're not really fishing for any sort of KOs. They don't really have the CC and the damage together to do that. I mean, they do have the CC and pretty good damage, but not enough to really catch anybody out fully. They're just trying to zone it out, make sure that the team of Hitmaw doesn't really get any chance to get a forward position for that Dreadnought. And I feel like this makes a lot of sense. A very smart play from Hitmaw to just ignore the Dreadnought. It's weird to say those words all in a row. But they're just going to be moving up, trying to take this Rotom, trying to farm as much of their jungle as possible, and there we go. Yeah, just a forfeit, and Midnight knowing, understanding that what they were doing as well, just saying, burn it down, let's get back to our own EXP, let's push it. In fact, they're actually going to be pushing that tier 2 tower. I'm not sure if they're going to get that many points, but they're at least going to be able to put on some pressure.
Well, it's not like Hitmaw was gonna gel much with Dreadnought, so this time I think they're gonna opt for a better idea here. And like you said, right, they gone up to get Rotom, and maybe this time their main objective is just to score even more than what Zapdos can provide, which is about 530 points. They want to push more than that, and looky here, Rotom goes in, and they're gonna be able to score because Lucario, again, very slippery character. We're talking about this. The split push potential with Lucario. He's very slippery with that shield. He may be able to score, but no. Walks out of here. He waits for Feppy to try and, give him a bit of an assistance on our way out, and oh no, the Aura Cannon comes out, giving him a nice KO there. Retsu coming in as the Lucario to make it out here, and Feppy not looking too good. Level 6 to level 9, the numbers aren't exactly correct here, but we'll see if they get a KO, and right there, you get Ninja going in for a nice execute on the Lucario and making this work. Now they're basically evening out, but I don't think the Greninja is going to be safe for long. Again, trading back off with the Blastoise. This is just going back and forth. I thought it was Hitmaw's turn to win, then it came back down, gets the KO, and then Midnight goes down. And again, look at the bases. They're almost even, right? They have like 5 bases.
Yeah, it is relatively even, and honestly, that would have been one of the biggest mistakes right there. Trying to push too far forward to get that KO with a Lucario, trying to take out Feppy, just because you don't get a whole lot for taking out one of their supports just for a little bit of time, right? That would have only been like an 8-second or so, like cooldown timer on the respawn, and instead feeding a KO when you're ahead on EXP to their Greninja is gigantic, and you can see now that we do see Ilo at a pretty comparable level, in fact, a little bit ahead of most of the other team, which is going to give them an in to get back into this match. Of course, they're trying to back up right now. They baited a lot of these ults, but they're going to be taking so much damage from that Blastoise. This is going to be a really hard fought fight, but in fact, Elo managing to not take almost any damage to that entire thing, and you can really see how that level advantage is huge in this team fight, but 2 really low, and they are probably going to get clipped. Yeah, the Lucario with the double KO.
Nicely done. Could this be a third one right here? The Aura Cannon comes out. He's gonna try and make it work here with maybe the Eldegoss help. This could be the steal if they manage to live long enough, especially the Power Up Punch, a very strong move to take the steal here. And there we go. The steal is taken. Dreadnought's moving in with his team. Midnight is now once again ahead of the curve, pushing in for a tremendous amount of points. And of course, Hitmaw already understanding the situation is like, alright, I'm going to commit 2 of my teammates here to go top take Rotom, and we're going to push it for more points. If we can't commit to anything else, this is where we're going to go. Rotom is now next objective, and they are already ahead of time. So very good planning on their part. They're able to collapse down Rotom and push it together now. So hopefully they can get maybe a 40-point score here with the Rotom's 20, and we can make something work from here, right? Hitmaw's going to make the slow and steady comeback, bit by bit.
Yeah, one of the things that I mentioned before, which I'm going to continue to mention a lot, although in the rollout, I didn't even mention that we do have a rollout Wigglytuff for, I believe, the first time in this set. Rollout extremely strong. Yeah, we've been seeing Sing almost the entire time.
It has been the karaoke wars of the, Victory Road tournament, of course. But now we see a bit of a change with the rock and roll out. So let's get to that. We have 40 points down the base here, 19. They're breaking it now, and now it looks very even. 50 top, unfortunately, but not breaking it. So I think it looks like we have a bit of a slight advantage to Hitmaw here. All they need to do now is gain up on levels and, make a very selective pick to start off any of the objectives that they want, and they'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah, they fought back so well, and what I was trying to say earlier is, like I said, it's all about how well you fight back from a disadvantage in this game. That's maybe even honestly the most important skill that you can have, and the team of Hitmaw has been doing extremely well at it. They've evened up their EXP. They did get shut down a little bit early on, but especially with like a similar mirror of a team, it's going to be really important that they get to that late game when they do have this Greninja, which, oh my gosh, their Greninja's level 14 already. That has been some extremely efficient farming. Yeah.
It's a demonstration to how to come back from the back. You don't have to always be the one that's going down. Even if one of your teammates is really high level, you can still make the comeback if you fight together, right? The right picks, the right time. That's what they need to do now. And of course, now it's a team fight. If they make the right picks here, they can clear out the CC, they can push in for the fight, and they can go in. The Cotton Cloud Crash comes in here, and there we go. Is this Hydro Typhoon? no, we do see the full heal trying to cancel off the knockup here, and of course, Fappy making it out very safely here, and they might be able to make some good picks. Oracle coming in, Starlight Recital, giving a bit more boost to, you know, the shields of Lucario, but unfortunately, getting KO'd here. Hitmaw's not looking good here. They are in a very deep hole, and they gotta find a way to climb out here. With Blastoise being the only remainder here, it looks like he's gotta try and get a bit more points here, or try to get a Zapdos heal. I do believe they are going for the Zapdos if Blastoise is waiting there, so who knows?
No, it doesn't look like they've actually started Zapdos. I'm not sure exactly what advantage they're trying to take here. They did win that team fight, but they didn't even manage to score some points in top, which I do believe that they are behind by a bit. Yeah, I would say overall they're behind by a bit. It's hard to tell. It's definitely a close game, but I'm surprised they didn't try to get anything. Maybe they just didn't have the points to score. Maybe they just took the opportunity to farm up, get a little bit more EXP, try to win one more fight, try to get some more scores in. But here we go. We're going to have an engagement again in this not such an easy place to fight. And yeah, look at this. It's so hard not to get run over in those. Yeah, those little choke points are the worst. And now there's only 46 seconds left. They have to push Zapdos if they're going to do it. Otherwise, the split push needs to happen. And Lucario, yeah, that might be enough to put them into the lead.
That is not what you want to see, because they did score a 50 before, right? And now that's 100. Unfortunately, Wigglytuff does get CC'd here and into the jump pad, going back into the fray of Zapdos. Maybe they can try and get like a split push here, but I don't know if that's possible now with Wigglytuff scoring another 100. That is not looking good for anyone. But of course, both sides here, Hitmaw going with a pincer strategy, going with bottom 43 points, top 50, seeing if one of them makes it out. And of course, the 43 makes it out. Greninja might be able to get a few more points in, hopefully, and this could make or break the game. So
yeah,
let's see if they're able to get a few more points in. Hopefully, just hopefully, they might be able to play it out from here. 288 points to 390. That Wigglytuff score actually pushed them over the edge and closed out basically the game right there. They basically sealed their fate. There was no way they were able to score enough.
Best to stay in this.
Alright, team, keep on fighting. We know you got the drive. We know you can make it happen. And of course, for us, Game 3. Just saying. So, yeah. I just hope that, you know, whatever happens here, you know, this is going to go down as a very, sort of a historic moment, right? It also, not only does it define, like, what could be the potential best picks of the game, but it also is going to define, like, how people are going to play them and how we can explore even more into like the different Pokemon and how they're played as well. So I can't wait to see this. Are you ready, Chef?
I am. I mean, I'm certainly ready. I'm glad that we got to see so many matches. I'm sad that it's getting close to an end. We've got a maximum of 2 more matches, but now we finally get to see both sides of the teams, and it looks like we are going to be getting the same thing again. Oh wait, yeah, that is the same exact thing again, coming out of Midnight. So they're sticking with their tried and true. I think they were just trying to have some fun that one game with the Crustle pick and the Mr. Mime pick, etc. But we are just going to have confidence from both sides, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It was a close match, but now, like I said, one more match away. And Midnight, I think a lot of people that I'm seeing out there are really saying that Midnight is the favorite at this point, or was the favorite even a few points ago. But we'll see if there can be a little bit of an upset.
The Dark Horse here,
now.
Hitmaw?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily Dark Horse either, you know, very well-known players in this team, and they have also, of course, made it through to the end of this, you know, over 300 players altogether in the tournament, and these 5 are now within the top 10 of them.
All they need to do now is really kick into overdrive here and, of course, show Midnight who's really boss. Hitmaw finally gonna rhyme with the Dreadnought here with the first Dreadnought, hopefully, so I can't wait to see that happen. This is going to be the game changer, of course. And right here, we do see them actually securing quite a bit of the camps here. All the Arnols were more or less evenly split up, and they're almost able to hit their level 4 this time a lot earlier than expected, right? So here we go, A-Drive, hoping to capture it. Nicely done, Feppy taking it out. And this could be the fight they're looking for. They just need to collapse here, and maybe they can make something work. 9 minutes on the clock. The first Corphish as a back spawning, and of course, in 10 seconds after that, the Beast. And this could be the defining moment to who wins the first big skirmish at bot lane. Of course, top lane, we do have the jungler just, you know, assisting out in EXP gain from the Beast as well. But no, going 1 down, this is not looking through. A-Drive might be in a situation where he might not get his level 5 as intended. So it's not looking good, honestly. We're going to hope to see if they can make a comeback from here.
Yeah, I mean, time and time again, we've seen that Midnight are exceptional at this early laning phase. They have won every single, no, actually, I'm sorry, they lost a single time to the slow pro, but every other match that we've seen from them, which has been a lot of matches, they have won pretty solidly, getting that evolution first, managing to get a pick almost every single time. Of course, with the tri lane, it's very, very easy to get a pick on, especially on an unevolved level 3. And in fact, we might be seeing another pick right here. A-Drive trying to get up, but it looks like he's not going to be able to escape. Yeah, going to be picked off. And this lead is just building. There's no way that we're going to see enough damage here to stop these score shields. So there's just going to be even more EXP. Really got to hope, I think, for Hitmaw's sake, that their top lane and their jungle is getting a lot of value right now.
Yeah, and this is not the kind of ideal situation you want, right? They don't want to get any more XP, and again, we're back to the same situation of I'm stuck at level 3, please let me evolve. Right? So now this is where they're going to try and get more EXP for the Arnos on their side of the camp, which again, very deep in, but this time we were talking about the Greninja being the right pick, yes, no, and he's already level 7 trying to make an impact in the game, but being stuck with number 1, the cute charm, and number 2, Sig, you don't want to be in that situation where you're stuck in a position in a 1v4 and you're powerless to do anything. And just right there, we do see Feppy understanding the situation. He's like, alright, 1v4, not my kind of thing. Time to back up. I'm gonna leave, and nicely done. At least he doesn't, trade off too much here. And again, the Wigglytuff with the roll out, trying to get out of harm's way here. He's gonna make it work here, and the Leaf Tornado, nicely done, giving him a bit of movement speed to just escape here. Mr. Moo is looking pretty smooth here. I'm just saying here, we're gonna look into Dreadnought. Can they make the steal? Leaf Tornado steal? Is that it? Is this the play? Or is
it's gonna have to be. And it was. Oh, yeah, very nice. That is huge. Again, of course, having to fight back for this early lead, but that's gonna make back almost everything that they've lost within that early game, which was, of course, pretty rough. But they do have the ability to score quite a bit here, too. I mean, having Rod on Wiggly is one of the best scorers in the entire game. If it's, not sitting around trying to team fight. Although we are going to see Hitmaw lose Rotom at the top, and we're seeing some pretty heavy aggression with 3 people on top for Midnight. Looks like they're backing up. They're not going to commit fully. But this is still kind of anyone's game, which is, I know, a little bit of a cliche thing to say.
By Hitmaw, honestly. I mean, we were looking at them not getting Dreadnought at the start. They're like going behind, and they were able to make this comeback. Look, this is a level 8 Elder Gods, and he was staring at a level 7 Alolan Ninetales. Can you imagine that? This is a beautiful comeback by Hitmaw here. They might be able to make quite a big play here if they just go for the score. They break down the tier 1 tower, and they're able to push everyone back, equalizing the playing field here. So, Aura Cannon comes out. Can they get Feppy? But, I'm not too sure. But that shield is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, no. Power Punch showing you a bit more of its, raw strength here. Able to take down Feppy and that shield. So, that's unfortunate right there. And the fight ensues.
Yeah, and look at this. Super heavy aggression onto the tier 1 on bottom. And it looks like they should be able to get some points. However, they're going to be trading points. They got a pretty heavy overscore, I believe, on the top. I think it was a 40-pointer that went into the 17-pointers. So that's going to be really nice going into later in the game. But it looks like both of these teams are going to be able to score pretty effectively against each other without being able to get stopped too heavily, which is what now I think we're starting to expect here. That's going to be a huge pick. The Wigglytuff, no, not going down. The power of rollout, however, oh no. The rollout maybe could have gone just to the left. Instead was attempting to maybe get a stun, maybe initiate some sort of turnaround. However, it didn't look like the coordination with the team was there, or maybe the rollout just went the wrong direction, bounced the wrong direction. That does happen sometimes. However, we're going to get a pick for a pick here on Wigglytuff, maybe. No, maybe not.
Oh, this is not good. It is time for Midnight to reclaim their throne, and they've got the Dreadnought, and this is going to be the fight that they don't want to take. Again, 3 levels behind. I do see a Blastoise mirror, and that is not where you want to be. Of course, Feppy now level 9, going to go against the level 12 Blastoise. Of course, hoping to make it out here with the Leaf Tornado. Gets caught by another Leaf Tornado as well. Look, this mirror match is getting very confused. We're just going word for word, and it is messy as all gosh darn Dittos and Arceus. So
yeah,
let's see if they can make a pick here, right? And who's the pick?
Getting a pick is going to be tough, but they're really going to depend on that, I think. And this really comes down to it. I know I've talked about this a lot, but it's kind of the only real difference between these teams, so it's really nice to look at it. It just seems like the fact, not only that Greninja is, there and actually, that was a beautiful steal. Absolutely beautiful.
Leaf Tornado steal of a Surf.
Yeah, so Greninja's obviously going to be able to get some nice picks, but the fact that they have such a high level Blastoise is able to do so much damage in team fights means that Midnight has been able to steal back some team fights, even when a lot of the other Pokemon on their team is a little bit lower. And right now, we're going to see some really heavy attempts to score. The Rotom is going to go in. We could see 33 points. I don't think the CC is going to be there to completely stop that. Yeah, we're going to see it at the final moment. Not going to be able to break that tier 1 though. Still scoring a little bit low there.
But I mean, we were actually watching some of Midnight's games before, right? And like they were playing the Zero comp at the first match for the top 8. This is completely different, right? We were talking about just before, like on that game, like, oh, if we just don't focus on their strongest and we pick out their weakest, like maybe they can make a comeback. And that's exactly what they do. They just ignore the Blastoise. You know what? Blastoise, be level 15, just don't beat your team. That's all we care. And they were able to make the right picks, the right plays, pushing into now Dreadnought. Hopefully, they can make the right reads as well. So over here, not a complete wash, hopefully. Blastoise able to at least make it out, hopefully taking the Beast, and maybe they can reconvert for the Dreadnought. Otherwise, it's time to go for Rotom.
Yeah, great turnaround though from Midnight's Lucario, and they are in fact going to get that Dreadnought for that. Using that ult at the very final amount of HP to get that shield back, get a little bit of damage, and then just turning around, absolutely deleting the Eldegoss with the power-up punch. And then, just everything going downhill again. And that's a really huge lead going into this 2-minute mark. We do see, for sure, a lead as far as points for Midnight. And again, this is the potential final match of the tournament. Hitmaw needs to find some points somehow to get back into this. Zapdos going to be the easiest way. It doesn't look like they're too charged up. They've got a 44 and a 40. So the split push might not be the easiest thing, especially considering one's Greninja.
Yeah, and of course, like, man, the jitters I'm getting from this, it is almost at the end. I don't want to see this end, but, like, we've got to come to a conclusion, and it looks like Hitmaw might be making the play here to clear this game out for a game 3. They're always positioned at the right places. We do see the Greninja already going for the kill here and the KO, but no. Snowgirl comes in for a low 9 tail. Cotton Cloud Crash is going to try and save Greninja here, and maybe he can make the right moves here just to live out, right? Run around, get a pick, score a few more points, and make Zapdos work. They're a minute 30 left, minute 20 left. They're gonna try to take the picks out. Where is it going to go down? Lucario is trying to pick a pick of Fappy here. Eldegoss makes it out just with a slimmer HP, and of course, Greninja now prepared to go in. They're not gonna take Zapdos here, and of course, we do see the situation on the minimap that, well, Midnight is ahead of points. It is all up to how Hitmaw approaches. Now, Hitmaw is, of course, going to go with the Zapdos play here, which, of course, very strong play, but it's time-consuming. Can they get the steal is the most important thing. No, they missed the steal. Did they get it? Unfortunately, they did not. Midnight is going to push with the Zapdos, but they can only hope to push back with a counter score here. Will this work for them?
No, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough points. It's not even enough points on the Pokemon that they have up to be able to, be visible on the map. The surrender vote has started. 3 down. 1 more is going to be all it takes. I don't know. They want to finish their team fight, but it doesn't look like there's any chance here. Midnight once again, and that's going to be it. Midnight once again winning a team fight, and that's going to be 2-0 in the grand finals with a pretty dominant game, a pretty dominant showing, I would say, throughout the entire day. And that does mean that Midnight is going to be your very first Victory Road Unite Clash. Overall different makeup that we're seeing right here, and it's a Pokemon that we haven't seen yet today. If we are going to see this, of course, there's a chance that we we're not locked in quite yet, but we might see the Blissey, and Blissey, of course, gives your whole team the ability to do quite a bit more damage. I haven't actually seen the combination of Blissey's helping hand with Blastoise, which I can imagine is pretty disgusting, but surprisingly, I haven't even seen that in, casual matches at this point, but we might see it. We are going to see, actually, some Pokemon switch-ups here as far as just, who's playing what. Elo, no longer on the Greninja, is now going to be playing I'm assuming a Jungle Blastoise. A-Drive, no longer on the Blastoise, is going to be playing Wigglytuff, which is going to be in lane, of course. Feppy, instead of the Eldegoss, is going to be now on the Blissey, so that is confirmed. So we're seeing a whole lot of switch-ups, a lot of these players playing multiple characters, of course, especially in similar-ish roles.
This looks like a more high damage composition, a more team fighting composition. This is what I was talking about. We're now looking into more of a composition that relies on everyone to stick together for high damage. We have the helping hand from Blissey, potentially, right? Giving extra damage to Ninetales, the increased attack speed. We also have it giving to Blastoise for more damage with the Rapid Spin and Water Spout combo. So that's one combo already just right there. And as it keeps stacking on with the CCs from Wigglytuff as well, if A-Drive chooses to go Sing, you know, this is going to snowball into a very, very strong composition if they're able to take the lead early. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very different lane. Blissey infamously does an unbelievable amount of damage early in the game, just the way that its like enhanced attack works, the way that its pound works, and the fact that it can give a little bit of a heal. It can give you some pretty strong lanes. It's kind of similar-ish, I would say, to kind of what we felt from Snorlax, which we don't see a whole lot anymore, but just that ability to do that kind of big burst, the ability to survive a little bit, and not sure who got that first. I don't quite see the points of the top player, but
Glossifer got it, unfortunately. So it doesn't look like it's in favor of course, Hitmaw here. Midnight is definitely going out with a bit more XP than usual. And again, like I said, the Glossifer did get it, and it shows. He goes to level 4, evolves into the Elder Gods now, and of course, now they're gonna hopefully dominate the lane. If we do see the jungle come down, which thankfully isn't, he's on top lane. They could have gotten completely one-sided, but thankfully that's not the case. It's a 2v2 at top, and this is going to look like a very even round going into the Bs here.
Yeah, that's one thing that we mentioned quite a bit in the previous games when we got to see the perspective of the jungler. Okay, actually, B is going down immediately, and this level is looking pretty even. Neither of the Ninetales is a Ninetales yet. They're still the lone Vulpix, but we've seen 2 evolutions on the other side as well. So this is, I think, one of the first times we haven't seen an absolute domination from the early bottom laning phase, and a lot of it, I think, does have to do with this Blissey. So great stuff, and look at this. They might get a pick here. This is huge damage, huge stun. Oh, but they're just going to back up. They're going to say, you know what, we're not going to overly chase, we're just going to try to get some more EXP, continue our lead.
Oh my Arceus, there we go. Lola and Vulpix, unfortunately still at 8 tails, not the 9th one yet. And okay, there we go, the 9 tails is out. They're gonna go in and take the Elder Gods hopefully here, or maybe get some scores and prepare for Dreadnought, which is in a minute. So maybe the teams are all gonna pop down as we see the Lucario's just working their way down into the river and hoping to get into the bottom lane.
Oh, and this is a lot of aggression. I'm not sure if there's enough damage. Oh my gosh, that's an unbelievable amount of damage. I mean, it was level 7 against level 5s, but yeah, that you can see. I mean, if this was a more dominant lane for Midnight at the bottom, that would have for sure been a KO. But now you see it just wasted a little bit of time. And now we're going to see, you know, Hitmaw see what they can do with a little bit of an early lead. Of course, really, it's not an early lead until you confirm Dreadnought, I would say. But at the very least, they are going to be be able to fight for Dreadnought better than they have the rest of this set.
And that is exactly right. We do see the first fight coming in, and again, the War Turtle going in rapid spin water spout, making some waves here, almost quite literally, and getting 2 KOs. They're able to push in for more EXP. I think the plan here is for Elo here, the War Turtle, to get level 9 and then try and fight them, because he's already a hit. He doesn't need to start the Dreadnought and like concede it, right? In case he doesn't get his Unite move, at least with the Unite move he's able to secure. So I think that is the game plan they're going for, judging by how they're now in the jungle farming. But of course, understanding the situation, Midnight goes to try for the early Dreadnought. They want to instantly try and grab it before, of course, the War Turtle comes back. But unfortunately, it looks like the whole team is here. This is going to be a very messy fight on Midnight's end. They're not looking good. They're holding and pulling back, and there we go. Midnight is down 2, and of course, on the other side, Hitmaw also down 2. They're going to hope to regroup back and try to start it, but with 2 supports on Hitmaw's side, there's not much you can do but hope that you can, you know, steal it off with, you know, either a Dazzling Gleam and a Pound, or in this case now Safeguard Helping Hand. So not much damage here they can do to Dreadnought, so maybe they want to just break it up and just give it up for Rotom, potentially.
Well, I mean, the Helping Hand does just add so much damage to your team. It's so great at confirming, you know, like getting Dreadnought. We're going to see it right now.
Oh, no!
What amazing CC. What a turn. That was instant. Not only are they going to be able to turn and get at least 2 picks, but they got the Dreadnought, and they're going to get a ton of points on bottom. So, you know, like I was saying, you don't have an early lead until pretty much the end of the first Dreadnought.
Oh, they might not get this lead, though. Look at that. It's very strong defense here.
I mean, they might not get the points, right? They might not get a point lead, but I'm just talking as far as like actual game.
Oh yeah, EXP
however, this Blastoise, you know, still going to be moving in. Didn't quite get the pick. It's still going to be very deadly, especially with Safeguard and Helping Hand. It doesn't need Safeguard maybe as much as the carries, but here we go. Or sorry, not the carries, the supports. Oh, but Blastoise versus Blastoise. It's really what it's coming down to. And yeah, you're not going to be able to stop this. You might want to run. Yep.
Okay, good. Fappy is now making out safe at the very least, moving into a much more comfortable position to farm here into level 8 with now the Unite move. So that's gonna be an excellent display of understanding where you need to be. Pun obviously intended.
Ha ha ha.
Thank you.
But yeah, we do have a Rotom up top. There it doesn't look like we're gonna see Hitmaw at least go for it. It looks like there might be a couple of people on it, but if they're gonna take it, they've got to take it quickly because there is some pretty heavy aggression down here on the first tier 1 tower.
Yep, there we go. Bliss assistance coming in from the Blissey. Nicely done. They're gonna try and turn it around, maybe. No, there's nothing here.
Yeah, that Blissey ult might have been a little bit wasted, you know, maybe thinking that there was going to be a little bit more of a commitment, but it just looks like there wasn't. So great choice to back up from Midnight's side. And in fact, they're going to be getting some points here. I don't know if they can actually be stopped. Oh, no, they actually get just in time.
Yes,
they were so close to pushing that Rotom in.
Oh, are they giving... They're giving up for 40 points. They want... Oh, that's a good play. Giving up this entire tier 1 means they're able to farm up Autonos. And they're only giving up an overcap of 3. So actually, that might be a very well-played moment by Fappy, understanding the situation. In fact, the entire team of Hitmaw, I think, realized that, you know, should just give it up. And of course, nicely done right there. Now they're able to get a bit more farm, but hopefully they at least make it out of here first before they start to, you know, count their eggs. I made an egg pun, huh?
I know. Unfortunately, there is no egg this time, but the egg puns are still viable. You know, I don't know how many more times we're gonna be able to see Blissey in the near future, but yeah, that's a solid Dreadnought take again from Midnight, and they've got everything. You know, they've got a lot of points on board. We can't see everybody on their side, but at the very minimum, the Lucario's got 50, and just from the fact they've won that team fight, you know that they've got some others on board as well. And this is something that we've seen from them before. When you get down to this kind of near Zapdos time, rather than trying to push and, you know, split pushes, rather than trying to you know, start getting like positions set up, they just farm up and they just threaten the fact that everybody on their team is so good at scoring and they can just stop. Even if you take Zapdos, they just outscore you in the end. So it's very, very smart, and I think that's what they're doing right now and why we can't see really any of them on the map.
Which is, of course, again, like you said, right? Like, that's a very smart play. Making sure that you're not seen is also a very core part of like the mobile gameplay, right? You don't want to give like information to them. You don't want to let them plan their next move. If they know you're all top side, of course they'll be going bottom to make sure they don't get KO'd. So being invisible to the eye is of course a very interesting and important tactic to use. And right here, bottom is just going to try and clear out Retsu here. Retsu might not make it even with the Aura Cannon here, but 10 points. I think, you know, Fappy's able to score this one. Nicely done. And there we go. Retsu is now looking in a very tough spot here. Makes it out thanks to Bone Rush, clearing it off. And there we go. That's the 30 points, the 40 points. Nice overcap.
And that's pretty good, but you know, they're just outside of the double points, and realistically, we could see maybe some sort of attempt on the top. No, they're just actually going to just destroy that as quick as possible. But, you know, they're only 5 seconds away, so both of them really trying to start that before there's the opportunity for Zapdos. They don't want to let the opponent steal it on either side, and it does look like it might come down to just this one big team fight here. All of the ults being popped immediately. We are going to see the Blissey ult doing a lot more this time.
They don't want to commit to Retsu. Retsu's just going to run around the place. They're not going to be able to catch him. They want to pick picks that they can actually take down. Blastoise is a bit too thick. Wigglytuff is a bit too thick. Look, their only other option is the Elder. And of course, Elder not being one of the most impactful players in the game other than to sustain a team. Like, at this point, you're not making it out alive. You want to take as much pick as you can and hopefully make it work. With the Lone Ninetales now being the last one standing, of course with the Blissey, maybe, just maybe, they're able to slowly chip down, you know, 1 or 2 of them and make a play here onto Zapdos. But that's not the case. We do see all their team reconverging back. And again, 2 levels ahead at the very least. That is not where they want to be. Here we go. The fight ensues once more, and the minute mark is going to strike. And where is this going to lead us into coming in? Right here, Blissey almost going down. Lucario is able to almost catch him with E-Speed. However, missing means he is down 9-second cooldown. And maybe in this case, they might be able to take the kill here. The KO is in their sights. Maybe a few more points as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is anyone's game here.
No, I don't think it is. I think this is kind of over. There's only 40 seconds left. It usually is going to take even... Well, actually, Zapdos is pretty low. The only thing that can happen here is a steal. But even if there's a steal, I think 2 of the people on their team won't be up in time to actually get across the map and score from Zapdos. So this is going to have to be... Yeah, no, they're playing very smart. They're very patient. They're not going to get Zapdos. They're going to let it reset. And now at this point, there's realistically no option. That would be such an easy bait to take to try and close out that Zapdos. But Midnight playing very solid, and now with only 14 seconds left, even if this Zapdos goes down, there was no chance to score. And so with this lead, it is almost undoubted that it is going to be Midnight for real this time. And your
there we go.
champions.
Midnight already dancing for you. And of course, once again, we officially, and for the first time, because you all didn't see